What's going on, guys? This is Ozzy right here from Gotham City Rouges. This is my channel, FATT, Fantasy All the Time, where we're going to do fantasy 365 days a year. And we're checking out here the playoffs in my league of villains, heroes versus villains. Unfortunately, I did not make the playoffs. I know y'all must say, oh, you said that last week, but it's a pretty big deal. It sucks. I didn't make the playoffs. All right, so this is the first place versus fourth place. Magic Man Fernando versus Taco Corp J-Lo. All right, J-Lo's in fourth place. It's a pretty good team. Fernando Magic Man, he has the best team in the league, but his team did not show up this week. Devonta Freeman, I predicted he was going to just go all over the place and score, and that it was going to be no timeshare, and that they were going to just feed the ball to him, and they did the opposite. Um, Coleman got 2 touchdowns, I believe, and Freeman didn't do anything. They ran up the score on the on the Rams, got Fisher fired. So yeah, um, the actions that our teams do have reactions in real life. Uh, but don't worry, Fisher's rich. He got a lot of money. He'll find another job somewhere. Somebody will give him. Somebody will hire him. Probably the Browns or something. All right. Ezekiel Elliott underperformed. 10 points. Took quite a bit of points, but he didn't get a touchdown. So he wasn't able to carry Fernando's team like I predicted. I thought Freeman and Elliott and maybe even Tom Brady did pretty good. But I thought they were going to score, just between the three, we're going to score at least 60 points. That was not the case. All right, Larry Fitzgerald, 1 point. Michael Floyd got in trouble. I think he was drunk or something. He got a DWI. So they released him. He's now with the Patriots, I believe. So if he clears waivers and he passes the physical, he should be with the Patriots, and maybe do a good playoff run or something with them. Gives Tom Brady a legitimate number one now, big target, fast, big, and everything. Uh, Now, what that does for Arizona, that just clears up room for JJ Nelson, but it still kind of leaves the wide receiver core is very crowded. Larry Fitz, Brown, and JJ Nelson. It's way too many guys, not enough balls. Brandon Fell, horrible start. He should have gone with the other guy, Void, I believe it was the other guy. He got 8 points. If he would have even gone with James White or Greg Olsen, it would have been much better. Travis Kelsey did pretty good, 10 points. Rashad Jennings, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Rashad Jennings, but same thing as Ezekiel Elliott. The game was just it was well too control. It was too much of a control game. Only one score was done, and they went to Odell. Lions 4 points. Mike Nugent 5 points. All right, let's check out what Taco's team did. Aaron Rodgers 21 points, very good, especially against a tough defense. Frank Gore. Now we did win. I mean the Houston Texans, we won, but I didn't believe Frank Gore wasn't doing anything, and I was wrong. DeMarco Murray, 15 points. Again, I was wrong about that prediction too. I didn't think that. Well, actually, I was right about this prediction. I was wrong about the Frank Gore prediction. Denver was able to control the game. Um, they were able to control the game, but they still managed to lose 13-10. So it was a close game, um, and they weren't able to control in DeMarco Murray. So he shows that top five running back, regardless of what defense he plays, he's gonna do pretty good. Moncrief, like my one of the predictions that I was correct on was that either him or Ty were gonna have a good game, not both. Hold on. All right, guys, sorry about that. I'm at work, so I have to answer the phone. Jamison Crowder, 3 points. The Philadelphia won, and they weren't able to score that much. The Redskins, so Jamison Crowder is dependent on touchdowns. Tyler Eifert, damn good job. Robert Kelly finally came back again in a losing effort. Broncos defense 7 points and Steven Jakowski 4 points. All right, on the bench, Rashard Matthews didn't do anything like I predicted. James White did get 8 points. I either thought Dion Lewis or James White were going to do pretty good, so one of them did do pretty good. Ryan Matthews 6 points, so that's not that bad. Starting Shepard, I thought he was going to go at least be good for a touchdown, but he wasn't. So wrong there. All right, now I did make fun of J-Lo for having so many defenses on his team. The Falcons 26 points. That's ridiculous. Not going to happen again. But had he started them, it being a 2 week playoff, his points would have just been out of the roof. He has a lead on Fernando, but it's not that large of a lead. So if Ezekiel Elliott and Freeman show up to play this week, they're gonna be able to cancel out the 29-point lead that he has on that JLo has on him. So now, Magic Man Fernando's team is pretty good. So if a team could come from a 29-point deficit, it's gonna be Magic Man. All right, let's check out what Garza and I think it's Steven, the Christian Michael did on their playoff bracket. All right, guys. So Christian Michael versus support Fat YouTubes. All right, so Garza's giving me a lot of support on my channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that watches the videos. All right, guys. So it was a low scoring game, 71-68. Um, both guys have very underperforming teams. I actually scored in my bracket. I think I scored 83 points, so I would have beat both of these guys. But I'm not in the playoffs, so I know I sound a little salty there. All right, so let's check out the winning team. Kirk Cousins, 15 points. I actually thought he was going to score more than that. Spencer Ware, that was a horrible game. Um, Kendrick West got the touchdown, and then Hill did everything else. So I thought Ware was just going to be out of control on the Oakland. But the 21 points that they scored them before the half. They didn't score after that. They just played keep away or trying to keep ball away from Oakland, which sucks. Teams should just run up to scores to help us fantasy football players out. All right, Todd Gurley, 14 points. He did a pretty good job. Mike Evans, 4 points, not that great, but Ty, like I said, it was either going to be Moncrief for Ty that we're going to have a good game. So Ty had a pretty good game, but not enough to beat the Texans. All right, Cameron Brate, 4 points. Him and Mike Evans pretty much in the same boat. Heavy on the ball being thrown a lot. I thought this was going to be a high scoring game against New Orleans, but it was not. New Orleans, Tampa Bay did manage to win, mostly because of Chris Sims. Booker, 1 point, very disappointing, very disappointing. I did mention to Garza he should have started Malcolm Mitchell, and he wanted to go with Jaquez, but man, good thing he didn't. 1 point is better than 0 points. All right, so Steelers 9 points, Dustin Hoffman 2 points. Like I said, all other than Gurley and Ty, it was a pretty horrible game. All right, Christian Michael, Dak Prescott, very very bad game here. Jonathan Stewart and David Johnson each for 12 points. Brandon Marshall 3, Steve Smith Sr. 5, Jordan Reed. One of the few games where he's not money on the red zone, but he was coming off of an injury, so 1 point. That's horrible. Deshaun Jackson, 16 points. That's pretty good. That guy he's good for chunks of yards. Bengals 10 points and Cairo Santos 3 points. All right, how you gone with Tevin Coleman 16 points? This would have been a whole different conversation. He could have easily started Coleman in the flex and Deshaun Jackson for either Steve Smith or Brandon Marshall. And he would have had a pretty big lead. Nobody else on his bench really did anything. Mariota didn't do anything, and all the rest of his players only scored like 1 or 2 points each. For Garza, Kyle Rudolph 12 points, Colin Kaepernick 11, and Malcolm Mitchell 10. Malcolm Mitchell's a very good player. I like him a lot. Hopefully, the Michael Floyd being with the Patriots doesn't affect Malcolm Mitchell at all. But if anything, it could help him. Michael Floyd does demand some double coverages on deep routes, so hopefully Michael Mitchell can benefit from that by not having Gronkowski and Edelman having a down year. All right, guys. So let's check out what my team did. Got to see the Rogues. Like I said, I did win. Amnesty of Gonzalez, Ronnie. His team did not do anything like they did the week before. So this is 12 versus 11. So we're the bottom of the barrel here. All right, my team did pretty damn good. I left a lot of points on the bench, and but I still would have set up a perfect lineup. Andrew Luck, 16 points. Now, this game was kind of like I want Andrew Luck to do good, but I don't want him to beat the Texans. But he got enough points and just, he did just right. Cardinals high, 25 points. He is the sole offensive ray of sunshine on that whole team. Thomas Rawls, 6 points. Now I'm very hyped up on Thomas Rawls returning so late in the season, and I think that he can easily win me this losers bracket. Now 6 points is not going to cut it, but next week should be pretty good. Matter of fact, they play tonight. Antonio Brown, 7 points. It was pretty much the Le'Veon Bell show. He went off for like 200 and something yards and like 3 touchdowns. So there was no room for Antonio Brown. Now they played in the snow, so that could have been a lot to do with it. But nonetheless, he's one of the top wide receivers in the league, maybe even the top wide receiver. He should have produced more points. Taylor Gabriel producing whenever Julio Jones is not there. I believe Julio Jones is going to be missing week 2, and so is Sanu. So a second week in a row. So hopefully he can produce big numbers again. Vance McDonald, this guy's gone. He's cut. I'm not going to fucking pick him up ever again. I've picked up Henry. Mark Ingram, 1 point. That was horrible. But it was a low scoring game anyways. Had it been a shootout, he probably would have gotten some more points. 2 points from the Jets and 10 points from my kicker. All right, so let's check out what Roddy's team did. Andy Dalton and LeSean McCoy both scored 16 points. McCoy tried to do his best Le'Veon Bell impression that he could, but he's just many years older and many injuries into his career. He's never going to be able to produce like Le'Veon Bell. I don't even think at his best he produces as good as Le'Veon Bell does. All right, Terrence West, 2 points. It was scary going into the Monday night game. I only has a very small lead, like an 18-point lead, but Terrence West and the Patriots defense didn't do anything. So I think I had 25-point lead actually. Johnny Hopkins, 3 points, horrible. Horrible year for Johnny Hopkins, mostly because of Osweiler. Terrell Pryor Sr., 0 points. Terrence, I think it was Pac-Man Jones. That guy was just ripping him a new one, man. Talking about he was garbage, talking about he grew up in the suburbs and all of this. But yeah, Jones must have got inside his head. Jimmy Graham, 1 point. Ladarius Green, 2 points. Jimmy Graham, like I said, it was a low scoring game. They lost against Green Bay. Ladarius Green, like I said, he plays with Pittsburgh, so it was like I said, it was the Le'Veon Bell show. So there was no room for anybody else. Patriots 8 points and Grant Grano 17 points. So that's pretty good from his kicker. All right, so on Ronnie's bench, nobody really did anything. Cam Newton do trash, 11 points, and the only other bright spot on his bench was Duke Johnson with 4 points. So that was horrible. I left a lot of points on my bench. 14 points from Ty Montgomery, 16 from Tyreek Hill, 13 from Kenneth Dixon, and 13 from Cameron Meredith. Now, I'm not a big fan of Cameron Meredith, but I don't want to drop him. Tyreek Hill, he is going to get a start next week, and Ty Montgomery might get a start, but I'm not 100% sure. I kind of like Antonio Brown and Gabriel, and I'm probably going to go with I'm not sure. I forgot where I went with my lineup. Oh, Tyreek Hill as my flex. So no room for Ty Montgomery. All right. Let me pause this and start doing the remaining of the losers bracket. All right, check it out, guys. So this matchup is Suicide Squad versus Super Sauce. I believe Suicide Squad and Super Sauce both missed the playoffs by 1 game. Now, Super Sauce's team kind of fell apart towards the end of the year. He got a lot of early wins and he got a lot of very close wins. So his team is not that great. Now, on the other hand, Suicide Squad, George, his team is very, very good. Um, he would have been very scary to play against in the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell is just rolling, and he scored 47 points. He almost scored more points than all of Super Sauce's team. His bench also scored 43 points, so very scary. Um, so let's check out how he did everything. Drew Brees, 4 points. Le'Veon Bell, 47. I would have never guessed he would have gotten 47 points, man. LeGarrette Blount, 13 points, so nothing too great. Des Bryant in the negative, -1. Demarius Thomas, 12 points. Delaney Walker, 3. And Latavius Murray, 16 points. So that's pretty good in a losing effort against Kansas City. Texans defense, 8. And Matt Bryant, 6. All right, Gary Barnes didn't do any. So let's see what Supersauce team did. Big Ben, 2 points. That's horrible because they weren't really throwing the ball because of the snow. And Antonio Brown, that just means Antonio Brown didn't do shit either. Melvin Gordon went out, like I think in the first or second play. So 0 points for Melvin Gordon. Tim Hightower, 3. So he got 2 more points than Mark Ingram. And Management did pretty good, 16 points. Micro captured 2, so horrible. Eric Ebron just continues the trend. Low scoring players, 3. Pierre Garçon, 11. I'm not a big fan of Pierre Garçon, but hey, he got 11 points. Seahawks, -2. And Nick Novak, 19. All right, he left quite a bit of points on the bench with Matt Ryan, 21. That would have been 19 points more, but still not enough to win. And Matt Asiata, 8. So, I mean, who would have known Melvin Gordon was going to get injured? So, can't really start him over Melvin Gordon. All right, Georgia's bench, he got quite a bit of points here. Chiefs with 12, and Carson went with 12. Willie Snead got 8. Golden Tate got 5, and Stephen Hauskell got 4. So again, very scary team. Had he made the playoffs, he would have been the highest scoring player in the playoffs. So he would have been easily favored to win, as he is favored to win in the losers bracket. All right, check it out. So the Haram Baines versus Grind Time Box. All right, so Haram Baines wins 70-67, both low scoring games. So let's check out what the winning team did here. Matthew Stafford, 15 points. Lamar Miller, 17. So one of the bright spots of the Houston game, because Hawkins and Fuller are just not producing. Matt Forte, 0 points. Stephon Diggs, 5. Tyrell Williams, 6. Antonio Gates, 6. Sammy Watkins, 11. Eagles defense, 10. And 0 points out of the kicker, Dan Bailey. All right, so yeah, 0 points, 0 points. Matt Forte and Dan Bailey still manages to get a win, so that's pretty bad. All right, so grind time. Philip Rivers, 7. Isaiah Correll, 11. Darren Sproles, 9. Jordy Nelson, 16. Cole Beasley, 4. Will Ty, 1. I should have got one Marcellus Bennett, man. He would have got the win. Michael Thomas, 0. It sucks because that guy's really good, man. Cardinals, it's 7. And Justin Tucker is 12. All right, so let's check out the bench scores. Grind Time Box left almost as many points on his bench as he did in the starting lineup, a difference of 1. So had he just started his whole bench, he would have almost won. Martinez Bennett is 13 points, so that would have got him the guaranteed win over Will Ty. Kenny Stills with 15, Cowboys defense with 14, and Anquan Bolden with 10. This guy could have easily have won by a big margin. All right. Haram Baines, the only positive player on his bench was Blake Bortles for 15 points, but Manchester Stafford got 15 also. Jordan Matthews, 7. So that would have been better than Stephon Diggs or Tyrell Williams, but not by much. And there's really no running backs on his bench. Mike Gisley, 3. And Fedorovic with 3 also. So yeah. All right, man. Let's check out the last team. All right, so let's check out what happened here. Team Moreno versus Thor's Hammer. Team Moreno damn near lapped him by 4 points. He would have doubled up the score. And Thor's Hammer, just injury after injury. He may have just already given up on the league. Yeah, I would have started Devontae Adams for sure. I think this is the same lineup he had last week. So yeah, he probably just gave up on the league already. That kind of sucks. All right, Team Moreno, 5 points for Mila Manning. Jordan Howard, 10. Jay 5. Odell, 15. Julian Edelman, 7. Sackert, 11. Doug Martin, 13. Buccaneers, 12. And Chandler Constanzaro, 4 points. And let's check out Thor's Hammer. The only positive player on his bench, on his whole team, was Jeremy Hill with 20. Derek Carr, 4. Chris Ivory, 0. Julio Jones, 0. Amari Cooper, 2. Kobe Fleener, 0. Randall Cobb 3, Vikings 7, and Caleb Sturgis 12. He left Devontae Adams on his bench again for 16 points. Jameis Winston 8, Sebastian Janikowski 8. Yeah, he wasn't going to win regardless. He should have just started Devontae Adams over Julio Jones, obviously, because he's injured, and picked up anybody off the waiver. He could probably won. All right, Team Moreno, Panthers 20, Brandon Cook 6, Doug Baldwin 4, and Adam Vinatieri 4. Dwayne Allen, after scoring 3 touchdowns 1 week, did not get any touchdowns. So I was wrong about the prediction that he may have gotten one or a couple of yards. So yeah, so Zach Ertz was the proper starter. Uh, 2 thumbs up to Team Moreno for that. Not going with the with the hot Dwayne Allen and going with the safe Zach Ertz. All right, guys. So this is the last game of this week. So I'm gonna edit this, upload it. Thanks for watching. This video was brought to you by FATT. Fantasy all the time. So I see you tonight at the poker game. Hopefully I have this posted by then. All right, guys.